I'm here with Sheila Walsh from the Women of Faith Conference Tour, and Sheila's no stranger to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. In fact, she resides in Frisco, up north. And so we just want to welcome you back home. Great to have you back. Always great to see you from the first time that I saw you, and you became one of my favorite speakers on the panel. So I just really appreciate your ministry. I'm glad. Thank you for taking a few minutes to talk with us. Can you tell, we have a lot of followers that just like to know what's going on around the area. You know, holidays come up, there's a lot going on, and you have been able to arrange for Women of Faith to have a Christmas event at your home church. Could you tell us a little bit more about it? And
yeah,
you know,
we've wanted to do this for a while because I think Christmas is such a special time, and I think people like to go to something at Christmas time. So there was a big discussion amongst all the staff and speakers as to, okay, we can only do one city this year. So they talked about going to Chicago or going to New York, and it might snow. And I said, no, you need to do it here in Dallas. Definitely. And so I went out on that. So we're going to have it at Prestonwood Baptist Church, which is my home church, on November the 30th. And it's going to be, we're going to have guests like Carrie Job, who's amazing. Francis Chan is an incredible author. We'll have Point of Grace. Lisa Harper will be there. I'll be there. I mean, just, it's going to be a tremendous celebration, a very fun evening, but kind of nice that we get to have it here in Dallas.
Definitely. I mean, what better place to have it than Dallas? Not only is it your home, we don't have to deal with the snow and all the ice. Exactly. And it's going to be, and you said it's going to be November 30th.
November 30th, yes.
November 30th.
I mean, you can go to like womenoffaith.com and just click on the little Christmas picture, and that'll take you right to that, because as you know, we only get snow when we have the Super Bowl here.
Right. Yeah. And when Super Bowls come, we just snow out and can't get anything done. So speaking of Christmas and just dealing with family, I feel like I know Christian personally. So you talk about him so much, and when I saw the picture of him, I was like, whoa, because I'm so used to you talking about him like you know, like he's a boy and just growing up. But you know, how has that been, I guess, with motherhood and just dealing with some of your own, I don't know, raising a son and now who's becoming like this? What would you tell some of the other mothers who are kind of getting into that phase and dealing with the changes, you know? How old is your son?
He'll turn 16 in December.
Okay.
So just be warned, he's out there on the roads, people. I told you so, you know. Oh. It's amazing to me because I think one of the groups that travels with us is Shelia, and Amy and Shelia has a little boy, Josiah, who's just, you know, a few weeks old. And Christian was 6 weeks old when I did my first Women of Faith. And now he's about to turn 16. And it's just, but I think one of the things I love about being the mom of a boy is I was always a tomboy growing up. So I like boy things. I like playing soccer with him. I like throwing the football with him. And I think one of the great advantages of being a mom a little later in life is you kind of get over yourself. You know, I didn't expect to get it all right. I thought I'm going to enjoy every moment of his life. Yeah, and I honestly can say there's not been a day in the almost 16 years that I haven't gone to bed and thought, you know, Lord, when I get to heaven, one of the first things I'm going to thank you for is that you let me be Christian's mom.
Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, I'm not a mother, but I've heard motherhood is a beautiful thing. I have a lot of friends, of course. People are getting ready to be mothers that want to be. And then, of course, as you know, there are those women who unfortunately deal with either not being able to have a child or for whatever reason, them and their husband are trying and it's just not working out. Is there anything you could, I don't know, do to tell them words of encouragement or just, you know, options they have or in keeping the faith, dealing with that struggle that you could share with them?
You know, I think one of the greatest lessons I've learned in the last year is I took Christian to Ethiopia with me, and we went to visit various projects where we were putting in clean water wells, where a whole village, you know, we're losing half the population simply to some of the, like, the leeches in the water, and children were struggling and not being able to breathe and dying. And so that was wonderful. But one of the village elders said to Christian, you know, you live in Dallas, Texas. He'd heard of it apparently because of the TV show. Even in Ethiopia, people. JR's big in Ethiopia. But he said, you have so many advantages. And he said, wherever you are in life, give back. And I often think that sometimes we get stuck in what we don't have, as opposed to saying, Lord, what do I have? And how can I give back? Christian and I are both part of the Young Men's Service League here in Texas, and that's like a 4-year program for mothers and sons that we get to volunteer, like with Seven Loaves Food Pantry, or we go and we greet the troops when they're coming back, or we help build ramps. There's so many ways that you can give back, and I think that when you do that, you almost forget about what's not working.
Missing.
Yeah, because when you're able to be a gift in somebody else's life, that's really transforming.
So how could people get involved with the organization? It's the Young Men's
Service League, and it's basically for the 4 years of high school. That you can go online and just look up ymsl.com, and there's various chapters. I think we're in the Plano chapter, but there's various chapters, and the other thing that's great is when your son turns 16, if he's driving, I don't get to take him to school anymore. I won't get to pick him up. But for 4 years, we have this opportunity to several weekends a year to volunteer and go serve together. Like Christmas time, we're going to the Children's Hospital, and we'll get to serve there. And I think it's a great bonding time for a mother and son before they go off to college.
As you saw right here, I have one of my favorite books. Had to get this after I heard you speak, and I was like, man, I've got to take this lady back home so I can read some more. And just this book, helped me through different times in my own life, and just learning to rely on God and trust Him. And you just you make it plain. You're such a great storyteller. You also have a new book coming out. Could you tell us a little bit more about this? What you're trying to convey to the readers?
It's called God Loves Broken People and Those Who Pretend They're Not. Because I think that in America in particular, and it's a big deal here in Dallas, that women, we often wear masks. If you just look at the surface, it looks like we've got it all together. That we're nicely dressed in our hair and our makeup. But sometimes behind that, you can't really Botox the pain that many women carry. So really, this is a book that really addresses the fact that we're all broken. But the great news is that God loves us just the way we are, and you get to show up and just be who you are.
Best of luck in your ministry. We appreciate you coming through Dallas again. Always good to have you home.
Yeah, I love it.
Thanks for meeting with us, dfwhappenings.com.
Thanks, Nikki.
And best of luck to you and your family, and Christian TCA. Shout out.